Hare Krishna, Prabhus and Matajis. Good evening. Thank you for being with us. It is our 10th session, so halfway through. So walang iiyak, iyak reveal. Thank you. And yeah, happy, ano ba ngayon? Tuesday. So ang daming kabisihan. I know, middle of the weekdays. Thank you for being with us, choosing us over all the things that you could have done. Hare Krishna and good evening, Andy. Hi, Annie. Hello, Hare Krishna. Jean, Hare Krishna. Saan si Jean? Yan. Hello, Jean. Nakikita kita. Yan. Jeff, Hare Krishna, Jeff. Good evening. Jessie. Saan si Jessie? Hello, Jessie. Hi. John, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hello. Of course, Joyce, Hare Krishna. Kael, si Kael. Hello, Kael. Hi. Marge and Kaloy. Si Marge. Hi, Marge. Hare Krishna. Si Marlene. Hello. Ito talagang early bird natin palagi si Marlene. Hello. Kaloy. Hare Krishna. Pami. Hare Krishna. Si Rob. Hi, Rob. Hare Krishna. Steve. Prabhu. Hare Krishna. And of course, Bhakta Dan is here. Hello. Amaya. Hare Krishna. So, you know the drill? Sakit lang. Nakaharang sa upuan ko. Ayaw umandar. Kasi ako eh. Indian seat dun sa upuan ko. Masanay talaga ako, no? Kasi naka-normal na po. Yeah. So, you know the drill. We should always be in the mood of request, in the mood of humility. So, join me as we recite the invocation mantras. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tashmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Shri Mate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Sarasvati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Vanchakalpataruvhyascha Kripa Sindhuvya Evacha Patitanam Pavanevyo Vaishnavevyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivashadi Gaura Bhakta Brinda. Everyone, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, last night, kakaiba yung topic natin. Kasi we talk about communism. But this is spiritual communism. Knowing na si Krishna ang may-ari ng lahat. Hindi isang tao lang, hindi government lang. Pero knowing na si Krishna yung may-ari ng lahat, it is our peace formula. Hindi mo na kailangan i-claim. Hindi mo na kailangan maging greedy. Hindi mo na rin kailangan maging selfish. So, very important to. Very important. Hare Krishna Trina. Si Bhakti and Trina. Mga OG yan. Batch 1. Hello. So, yes. Previously, ito yung mga pag-usapan natin. We have to stay in the world. Bakit? Just like a lotus, we have to be, in whatever situation, we have to be steady. Yung consciousness natin, yung state of mind. Paano? Doing our sadhana. It will ground us, spiritually ground us. Hindi lang yung Grounded ka lang na hindi ka, alam mo yun, anxiety. So, spiritually grounded. So, whatever situation ka mapunta, na-handle natin. Kasi, this is the material world. Automatic, dualities will be there. Happiness and distress, two sides. Hot and cold, di ba ngayon, sobrang init. Few weeks, months lang, medyo malamig. Diba? Sobrang saya mo, tapos malungkot ka uli. Diba? In love ka, tapos heartbroken ka. Diba? Sweldo mo, diba? Madaming pera, tapos kaching-kaching, wala na. So, kakaiba experience, diba? So, that is, in this material world, ito yung life natin. So, stay in the world. Habang nandito ka, you're very grounded, spiritually grounded. Just like a lotus. And to not be contaminated dun sa mga paligid natin. The peer pressure will be there, the influence will be there, but if we're spiritually grounded, hindi ka basta-basta madala ng agos ni Maya or ng illusion. So we have the three doers. Ano yun? Us, we can desire, Krishna could hear, and he gave the sanction, the material nature will fulfill. So three doers, hindi lang tayo nag-iisa. Hindi tayong cause ng mga meron sa paligid natin. As always, kailangan may sanction ni Krishna. Pag ayaw ni Krishna, wala. Kahit anong desire natin. Kahit anong pilit natin. Ayaw ni Krishna eh. May ganito kami ng mga monks, saka yung mga devotees who are practicing. Minsan dami naming endeavor and effort. Tapos ma-realize mo, wala, ayaw talaga eh. Ayaw ni Krishna. Or minsan, kahit anong iwas mo, andun yung arrangement. Wala, gusto ni Krishna. An equal vision, of course, seeing that we're not the body, we're the spirit soul. Pero we are also seeing that Krishna is in everyone's heart. So there's no, we are not licensed to harm other living entities. Not just human, but living entities then. Hindi natin pwede gawin dahil lang magkaiba kayo ng political stand. Pwede mo na sabihin yung masama sa kanya. Or vaccine stand. Or sa race or whatsoever. Diba? Walang, o kaya spiritual inclined ka. Or vegan or vegetarian ka na, you would say something na hurtful dun sa ibang tao. So, walang license tayo dun. Kasi Krishna is also there. Of course, knowing na si Krishna yung ultimate proprietor, benefactor ng lahat ng ginagawa, lahat ng meron dito sa mundong to, in this material universe, and siya rin yung well-wisher, ultimate well-wisher ng lahat ng living entities. We will know that this is the peace formula, the peace of mind formula. So, let's move forward. We're entering the chapter 6 natin. So, session 10 yan. Supposedly yesterday, tunuloy natin. Pero, tutuloy natin ngayon. Chapter 6, Dhyana Yoga. This is part ng Ashtanga Yoga natin. 8 limbs of yoga. Dhyana Yoga. Sobrang importante ito. This is the meditation part. So, si Arjuna, going back, nasa war ulit. Nasa war pa rin sila. Si Arjuna gustong pumunta sa forest para mag-meditate. Makarin siya mag-meditate. Mag-meditate siya kay Krishna. Kasama nga niya si Krishna doon. May action nga eh. Bakit tayo nag-meditate? We want to be engaged in connection doon sa kay Krishna in the love language of service. Tapos habang nandun ka na, hindi, gusto ko mag-meditate. Labo, di ba? Gusto mo pumunta doon sa step 1, nandun ka sa further steps ka na. So, sabi ni Krishna, it's not that easy, Arjuna. Hindi porket uupo ka doon, gano'n nakadali yun. Ito yung danger dyan, the mind. And we will understand more about the mind. Yeah, I'll read the Sanskrit. Si Jessie could read the translation. Bandur atmatmanastasya inatmaivatmana jitaha anatmanastu satrutve vartetatmaiva satruvat. Translation. Sagad lang. Kailangan ko yung allow pala. Yeah, you can try.
For him who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain the greatest enemy.
Thank you. And this is the mind. Narinig niyo na ba yung saying na idle mind is a devil's workshop? Di ba? Habang feeling mo, wala akong gagawin ngayon. Mag-relax ako. Di ba? Pero papagtripan ka ng mind. Kaya nga busy is good eh. Engage ka. Um, may ginagawa yung mind mo. Pero try mong walang ginagawa yung mind mo. Diba? Di ba ang hirap maging tambay? Gumagawa sila ng wala. Araw-araw hindi mo alam yung gagawin mo. Ano kayong gagawin ko ngayong araw? No? Inom ka doon sa labas or ito. No? Tapos, the mind could just play around palagi sa atin because it is very tricky. Ang dami nating mm, impressions. So, impressions, alam mo yung mga makita mo na everyday na bagay na palaging ginagamit. Kung saan palagi may kinakamot ng dog or kung saan palagi nag-step yung mga tao, makikita mo may impressions doon. Same thing, lahat ng mga karmas natin, lahat ng mga activities natin may impressions. All the habits die hard. So, itong mga impressions na to, ito yung mga mahihirap tanggalin sa heart natin. Ito yung mga unwanted baggages. So, the mind could be your enemy or your friend if one does not control it. The process of yoga asanas, is this: to control the senses and the mind. It is not just flexibility. So you're doing this. If if the mind is not controlled, yeah, depression, anxiety, frustrations. Diba? O sino dito nag-overthink? Napakasimpleng bagay pero ang dami, diba? Iba-ibang kamay, diba? Diba? Ang liit na bagay pero grabe yung mind mo kumakawala. Ako minsan, um, pag may mga projects ako, may mga service akong kailangan gawin, tapos ang layo pa dun sa goal, talagang mapupuwet ako kakaisip eh. Diba, tutulog ka na, kukunin mo pa yung notebook mo, baka mawala sa mind ko, baka mawala yung naisip ko. Tapos, gana ulit. Tapos, doon pa ulit. Or minsan, disturbance siya sa chanting, di ba? At tayo mag-overthink. Even negatively, itay ka lang, ganito yung pagkakasabi niya, ganito yung tono niya sa akin. Ba't kaya ganun? Diba? Pwede tayo mag-isip ng mga iba. Pwede ka na mag-play ng maraming situation sa utak natin na, alam mo yun, hindi naman necessarily na ganun. Alam mo yung mga taong sa Facebook na, no, may imaginary na kaaway. Lagi may parinig, lagi may pa ano. Pero wala naman. Wala kang nag-iisip sa kanya. So that's the mind. Of course, one could suffer because of this. Diba? Because of attachments. Diba? Pag heartbroken yung isang tao, diba? Okay, long distance, pero naghiwalay na sila. Bakit heartbroken? Wala naman nagbago. Hindi naman sila magkasama rin, di ba? Or yeah, toxic relationship na. Tapos naghiwalay sila, pero broken-hearted pa rin siya. Because of attachments. Minsan may codependency, di ba? At alam mo masama, di ba? Like drugs. Alam mo masama, pero hindi mo mabitawan. So the mind is playing trick. It could give you pleasure and pain. It could make you travel sa past. Pwede magtambay yung past. May mga galing tao, di ba? Trauma, healing, di ba? We're focusing on healing. Tapos, traumas, pains, di ba? Mga wounds. Pero minsan, naging excuse na to hurt others. Ikaw na yung cause ng trauma ng ibang tao. Just thinking na, hindi, may trauma kasi ako, kaya ganito. Kaya may hinihil kasi ako eh. Tapos, mag-adjust kayo sa akin. So, it's not an excuse for us to act na ganun. Na meron tayong mental health issues, di ba? Fix yourself. Don't be the cause na maging mental issue ka rin ng ibang tao. Di ba? Excuse natin yun, di ba? So, same thing. It could damage ourselves, our relationships, di ba? Pwede natin mapabayaan yung iba. Just because the mind is becoming our worst enemy. Imagine mo na lang kapag bati kayo ng mind mo. You could be really successful sa gusto mong gawin. The discipline, di ba? Alam mo yung mga masters paghawak ng mga musical instruments. Di ba? O kaya sa sports, di ba? With all the discipline, pag-iisipan nila, very much engaged. O successful sila in business or leadership because the mind is working in sync dun sa intelligence. So, emotions also, ganito yung naglalaro doon. So, ito yung sasabi ni Krishna. Pupunta ka sa forest. Ito yung kasama mo, yung mind mo. Diba, na may mental, diba, pag isang tao na may mental, diba, napapraning na lang. Hindi ko alam ba't yung ibang tao gustong-gusto yung drugs pero nakakapraning, yung mga nakakapraning na drugs. Diba? Tamang hinala palagi. Tus lang, no? Ano nakaka-addict doon? So, this is Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga, hindi siya yung flow lang na Ashtanga na meron tayo ngayon. This is the terminology na ginagamit for the 8 limbs, Ashtanga. So, 8 limbs. Ashta is 8 limbs ng yoga. And one part nun is Dhyana Yoga. So, you can see, this yogi, nakaupo siya sa deer skin, tapos kuha siya grass and cloth, cotton cloth. So, hindi yung mga vegan, so hindi sila pwedeng gawin nito. Naka-deer skin kasi. Bakit ginagawa nila to? Kasi they will sit there, hindi lang hours a day. They will sit there, hindi lang days, weeks, hindi lang months and years. Ganun sila mag-meditate. They could survive by just breathing air. Diba, yung hairs nila, diba, matted hair na, naka-dreads na. Yan sila ka-absorb sa meditation. Tapos tayo, pag 8 minutes lang tayo nagka-chant, yung mind natin kumakawala, no? So sila, nakakaya nila mag-practice ng ganun. Without any disturbances. Bakit deer skin? Para ma-avoid yung mga ibang mga small animals, mga ibang insects na magdi-disturb sa kanila. Iba pa nga, may tree bark silang suot. So nakita niyo yung soul niyo nag-travel sa ibang planet, sa moon planet. They could travel. The mind could travel. It is the fastest way to travel. Diba? Yung sukatan nila, light speed. The mind, you could travel by the speed of the mind. You can go sa past nga eh, diba? One click, pwede mo puntahan yung nakaraan. On one click, pwede ka mag-worry lang in the future. So that's very important. So ito yon. You must meditate. Yung advanced stage ng Ashtanga Yogi in seclusion. So hindi mo magagawa sa city yon. So nasa forest ka, hindi mo basta-basta magagawa rin sa forest yan. Without the disturbances. Ang ingay-ingay ka sa forest. No? May palaka, may tuko. Minsan may mga magagandang mga sound eh. No? Sa pag umaga dito maganda eh. Pero minsan may mga hindi ako gusto, mga ibon. May crow. Hindi ko gusto yung tunog ng crow. May owl din, maganda yung mga tunog ng mga ganun. Sa India, gustong-gusto ko kasi may mga peacock. Very peaceful, very serene. Pero, it could cause disturbances din. Kailangan mag-practice ka sa celibacy. So, practicing yung yogi, kailangan you could control the sex urges. Under strict regulations of eating and sleeping, a yogi should not eat too much and too little, and also should not sleep too much and too little. Dapat in control tayo. Focusing his consciousness on the Supreme Soul within, so the Paramatma within, or the Super Soul. So, hindi ka pwedeng, yung mental and body distraction, hindi mo pwedeng, alam mo yung pag nag-chant ka, ang dami makate, ang dami nakangalay. Unwaveringly meditates for many years. Walang galawan, di ba? Maintaining complete stillness, silence, and focus. So, hindi gano'ng kadali siya sa amin ni Krishna. Kung ganito yung gagawin mo, Arjuna, you'll be an Ashtanga yogi. At yung gagawin mo, kaya mo ba gawin to? So, letter S natin sa easy, success or failure. So, ito ulit yung mga transcendentalists. Binalik ulit natin itong illustration na to. Nakita niyo yung impersonalist, the Gyani. They're meditating on nothingness, voidism, to the light, love and light. So, mostly ito yung teachings ni Gautama Buddha, ni Lord Buddha, ahimsa, and impersonalism. Marami nagsabi sa akin when they practice this, they feel empty. And that's the result. Emptiness. Kasi tinatanggal mo nga yung mga um, ibang baggages din. Natanggalin naman yung iba. Mga unwanted baggages. Pero walang engagement. It is just empty, of course. After some time, you will carry on a lot of baggages, much more pa nga afterwards. Pero anong result? Pag namatay sila, nag-fail sila, 0. Hindi na perfect this life. Anong result? 0. Pag naging successful sila, anong result? 0 din. Kasi yung meditation nila eh. Nothingness. So, success or failure, that's the goal. Voidism, nothingness. You can't be attached. You can't use, diba? Yung mga bagay sa paligid sa facilities. The meditator, ito yung Ashtanga Yogis. The 8 limbs, merong mga advanced stage na sila sa 8 part, pang 8 na part ng mga samadhi. And those who are practicing pa lang nung iba, yama niyama, pranayama, asana, dhyana, dharana. So, pag pinapractice nila yon, pag namatay sila, 0. Hindi na natapos, next life, 0. Or pag medyo advanced sila na stage, next life, they will be born in a family of favorable spiritual family para mas makapag-start sila ng Bhakti Yoga. Or rich family. Pag napunta na lang yung latter stage, pag hindi, 0 lang. So, in the practice of Bhakti, so the Bhakta, there's no loss and diminution. So, tinatawag tong spiritual bank account. Di ba pag may bank account ka, pag namatay ka, wala na yon. Di mo madala yun, di ba? Di mo madala daw sa hukay. Madala mo lang sa hukay tattoo. Pero sa next life, hindi. Diba? Yung ibang gamit mo, hindi rin. Pag nilagay ng mga kayamanan dyan na nakawin niya sa sa libingan, sa cemetery. Diba? Iba na yung mga mami, di ba? Pinagkukuha nila yung mga... So, the process of Bhakti is merong spiritual bank account. So, gawa ka ng devotional service dito. Like, we're chanting, that's devotional service. We're studying the yoga philosophy, the Bhagavad Gita, that's devotional service. So, bank account, let's say there is 100% na kailangan mo i-feel. So, okay, naka 5% na ako, naka 20% na ako. Then you die. You did not perfected your Bhakti Yogi life. Next life, continue mo yun. Nasa 21st, 21% ka na. So, madalas sa inyo, sobrang gaganda ng mga story, sobrang inclined in meditation. Parang lang bumalik sa dating practice, di ba? Or lalo na yung mga bata, makikita mo na baka natural sa kanila to chant, to practice yung ganitong spirituality, even the change of mga diet. Because previous lives, one way or the other, na-start na yung practice ng bhakti. Kino-continue na lang. So, anong mangyayari if one did not completed his life, then he dies. Next life, he will be born in a rich family, aristocratic family, and or spiritually inclined family para matuloy nila ma-facilitate yung bhakti. Wala nang challenge na yun. So, yung mga anak ninyo, if you're practicing bhakti, they are much more advanced kasi previous lives, tituloy na lang nila ngayon. And pinag-usapan natin last time, we are not the owner ng mga anak natin. Anak nyo lang pala kasi wala akong anak. Mga anak ninyo. And it is our duty to facilitate their spiritual growth. Magkakaroon ng bagong meaning. Much deeper meaning. Ano ba yung ibang paniniwala natin sa pagkakaroon ng anak? Diba? Mabubuo yung pamilya natin, may object of love ka na. Hubugin mo siya, imomold mo siya para maging next businessman, maging next na doktor. Diba? Yung mga hindi mo natupad na pangarap, ibibigay mo sa kanya. Anak, gusto ko mag-doktor ka kasi ayun yung pangarap ko. Kinuha ko kasi course kasi yung pangarap ng nanay ko. Diba? Pinapamana yung pangarap kasi hindi nagawa. Pero no, it is our duty to facilitate their spiritual growth. To make the environment, the atmosphere, para ma-develop nila yun. Hindi na ma-attach kung saan-saan. Kasi we're learning. Diba? The best version of you nga, yung magiging anak mo. You're trying to save them dun sa lahat ng trials and error. Of course, you don't have to limit or micromanage them as well. Pero, let them grow. Good start. So, knowing that they are already practicing this path of spirituality back the previous lives, bakit pinanganak sila sa inyo ngayon, mapapansin mo, sobrang inclined sila. Even yung mga previous batches, even reciting the Sanskrit, yung mga bata, sobrang natural sila. Alam mo talaga kinukontinue lang nila. So that is the success or failure ng transcendentalists. So the yogi, amongst, di ba may ang daming path na kinukwento ni Krishna. So parang ano lang yan eh, ang daming pwedeng maisip mo na gawin. Tapos nangingi ka ng advice. Pag ginawa mo to, option 1, ito yung mangyayari. Pipaint ko yung bigger picture. Ito yung pwedeng possibilities. Option 2, ito. Option 3, ito. So, ano yung best? Tatanong ni Arjuna. Sa lahat ng kwento mong mga paths, Krishna, ano yung best? Sila ba may mic dito? Check lang. Yan, sige. Amaya, could you read the translation after I read the Sanskrit? Yoginam apisarvesham madkante nantaratmana Shradavan bhajate yumam same yukta tamo mataha. Translation.
And of and of all yogis, the one with great faith who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and renders transcendental loving service to me, he is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. That is my opinion.
Thank you. So parang pag may nililigawan yung isang tao, spoon feeding. Sabihin niya kung ano yung gusto niya, anong hindi. Ano yung magiging close sa kanya. Ano yung magiging much dearer sa kanya. So sa lahat ng path, papunta dun sa Supreme, lahat ng path naman doon papunta sa kanya eh. Diba? Merong naka-skyway, may naka-expressway lang, may naka-service road, may nakadaan doon sa bayan-bayan, diba? Bawat bayan. Ano yung very fastest way? Of all the yogis, the path of yogis, diba? Nakita natin yung mga transcendentalists. One with great faith who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and renders transcendental loving service to me. So, yung tatlong yon. With great faith, so the process of bhakti is not sentimental. Na-feeling ko kasi ito yung right path. Puro feeling lang. Sa tingin ko, ganito. Diba? It could be also maya. There's no proof or there's no evidence. There's no authority. Puro pakiramdam lang natin. Hindi natin i-disregard yun. Kailangan makita natin yun in line dun sa scriptures. Hindi tayo pwedeng feelings lang. Remember nung naging kayo nung hindi mo favorite na ex. Maganda mo yung feeling mo dati, di ba? Pero di mo siya favorite, di ba? Afterwards, naging ex ko talaga yun. may regret na kasama. So that's feeling. Kasi pwede tayong paglaruan ng feelings natin. So hindi siya sentimental. Hindi rin siya blind faith. That's why we're studying this. We're trying to learn. Diba? We've been through a lot. We've been through blind faith paths already. Just believe. Just ganito. Diba? So, ano yung reason para maniwala ka doon? Ano yung reason behind? So, it's very complete. Kaya tinatawag sa science of bhakti. The marriage of science and spirituality. That is bhakti. So with great faith, who always abides in me, of course, hindi lang siya puro aral. May action siya, may galaw. Pansin niyo yung mga tao may ingay sa internet. Ang dami nilang, ang dami nilang know-it-all sila. Pero pag tinignan mo yung buhay, wala silang galaw. Pero yung mas maraming galaw na tao, mas alam nila. Alam nila yung hirap. Na-appreciate nila yung mga ibang tao. Na-appreciate nila yung mga ibang, alam mo yung tao na walang right attitude towards yung mga servers, yung mga guards, yung mga nag-work. Or even farmers, di ba? They feel na mas superior sila doon. Not knowing, yung nag-pandemic, mga ano pala sila, frontliner pala sila. So, paano ka kakain ngayon, di ba? Mag-deliver ng food mo. O walang farmer. O yung mga nurse, di ba? Yung mga doktor. Dati, baliwala. Pilipinas nga, di ba, discriminated sila. Mas mataas pa yung sweldo ng barista kaysa yung nurse. Yeah, di ba? If you don't know, nurse kasi talaga ako. So, alam ko yung swelduhan nila. So, ganun yung reality. Then, after some time, nag-pandemic, ay, frontliner pala sila, importante pala sila. So, same thing, di ba? Minsan pag di natitreat yung mga yun kasi they don't know the importance. So, knowing yung importance ng practice, knowing kung ano yung susundin mo, anong gagawin mo, kailangan mo ng galaw. So, that's why always abides in me. Thinks of me within himself. Kasi, Krishna is also within us. And we should not be foolish na isipin natin we are God. Diba yung marami kang naririnig nito, sobrang dami ng mga vision, psychedelic experience. Afterwards, I'm God. Diba? You are God, I'm God. May ganitong path din kasi yung spirituality. They will have also gurus. Then they will greet you, Namo Narayana. Saying that you are Narayan, you are the Supreme, I am also the Supreme. So this, in relation sa, may scriptures din silang pina-follow. Incarnation ni Lord Shiva. Pero at the end, that's Sankarshan. He is saying that this path is for everyone to be on the right path. Binabalik nila. So thinking, I'm God, you're God. So hindi ko lang kung may nakilala kayo nito. Minsan hindi nila sinasabi. Pero sobrang narcissistic sila dun sa sarili nila. Sila dapat masusunod lang for yung power, di ba? In different grades. Of course, yung iba talagang todo claim. I am the incarnation of Neto. Di ba, may iba talaga sobrang daming followers. Diba? Sobrang daming fans. Sobrang daming sumusunod sa kanila, thinking na ako lang yung nag-iisang incarnation. Ask them this. If sila yung incarnation, dapat nila kailangan mag-toothbrush. Kailangan mabango yung hininga nila palagi. Pag masakit ulo nila, hindi sila mag-biogesic. Or mag-pain reliever po. Sumasakit ngipin. Or talaga, ikaw yung God. Ikaw yung the Supreme. Ba't puti yung buhok mo? Ba't panot ka? Or about mahaba yung balbas mo na puti. No? The Supreme is all, yung all beauty na sa Kanya. Tapos tumatanda ka talaga. Ba't ikaw talaga yan? So, ayun pa lang, hindi na siya Supreme. Dapat kaya niya magsalita ng alam lahat ng language. Diba? Hindi niya kailangan, ang dami niyang hindi niya kailangan gawin ng pangtao. So, that's the Supreme. Siya rin pinakamayaman, siya rin yung pinakamalakas. We will know much more about Krishna in the future. But yes, this one, sinasabi ni Krishna, render transcendental loving service to me. You cannot just be sentimental, I love you. Tapos di mo siya kilala. Like, you cannot love a person kapag di mo alam yung pangalan niya, di mo alam yung gusto niya, ayaw niya, favorite niya, saan siya nakatira, sino yung family members niya. May iba siyang intention lang, di ba? Pag may ganun, walang personal na connections. Of course, itong mga to, hindi na siya yung path ng impersonalist. Saka yung Ashtanga yogis na nagko-focus sa mysticism, sa energy. Saka hindi siya nagko-focus sa light lang. So that is the personalist, the Bhakti yogis. May connection. So ano yung love language ng spirituality. That is devotional service. Di ba? Our dharma is to become a servant. So in connection, you serve with love. Hindi yung out of routine lang. Kasi trabaho ko to eh. Alam mo yung pag-reception sa hotel, minsan pagod naman talaga sila eh. Hirap tumayo, di ba? Nakahile sila. Pero kailangan umiti. That's their work. Kailangan sila umiti. Nag-welcome sila eh. Di ba? Genuine, we don't know kung genuine yung smile nila. Genuine ba yung pag-welcome sa'yo? Kahit may matare yung guests. Pero kailangan very much, pa rin, therapeutic, very much welcoming, warm. Pero that's work. Iba yung genuine, loving service. So sabi ni Krishna, itong mga to, yung Bhakti Yogis, he is the most intimately united with me. Intimately. Very close. The highest of all yogis sila. So, pag binalikan natin yung yoga ladder, kaya yung highest pa rin doon is Bhakti Yogi. Doon pa rin papunta yung iba. So, that is easy. Si Arjuna gustong pumunta sa forest. Sabi ni Krishna, hindi ganun ka-easy yan. The mind, pwede ka pagtripan, enemy or friend. You don't control it, you'll become the worst enemy ng mind mo. Ashtanga Yoga, there are different paths. Hindi siya ganun kadali. Ang daming requirements, ang daming rules and regulation. You cannot just invent. Alam mo yung mga nauso na, beer yoga or drugs and yoga. Just watered down. Gusto lang nila talaga ng marketing. Pero you have to trace it. Parang wala naman na, kahit na sa Patanjali Sutra, sa scriptures ni Patanjali, walang ganun. Tawanan ka talaga ng mga authentic na yogi. When I was in India, tinanong ko to sa mga yung nakatira talaga sa Rishikesh na mga monk na kasama ko. Nagsabay kami mag-yoga, inaasar niya ako. Kasi sa kanila, ang daming foreigner doon eh. Kasi simple lang. Sorry, nakamaskara nga lang siya eh. Pero perfect. Tapos walang yoga mat, walang gano'n sa kanila. Wala silang Lululemon. Pero alam mo yun, sa lifestyle talaga nila yun. Pero tinanong ko sa kanila, ano yung mga authentic talaga na yoga na line ngayon? Hindi rin siya sure kasi parang kasi may mga initiation din sila sa asanas. Pero sabi niya, mostly yung mga nasa line daw, sila Iyengar, sila yung may mga disciplic succession. Meron pa, hindi ko matandaan yung iba. But yeah, ito yung mga nasa yoga asanas. And yung iba, nag-i-invent na lang sila. Punta sila rito, punta sila sa India, punta sila sa ganyan. Tapos pag uwi nila, gawa sila ng palibagong scheme, bagong marketing para doon sa yoga. And all. Of course, success or failure, perfect mo or hindi, may iba't ibang result. You meditate on nothingness, success or failure, impersonalist ka, 0. That is the goal, nothingness, di ba? Huwag magtaka, di ba? Gusto mo ng nothingness, voidism. Mawala ka ng pera. That's your meditation, nothingness. Wala ka ng attachment, wala kang pera. Wala rin family members mo. Iwanan ka lahat. Impersonalist, di ba? Or we are all one. Lahat tayo iisa lang. So, maraming story na, but yeah, let's move on. Ashtanga Yogi, nothingness din. Walang result kapag hindi pa niya siya napunta dun sa advanced stage. If not, parang kasama sa yoga ladder. He will need to start the bhakti. So, in our previous lives, we cannot say though, but possibility, in our previous lives, dinaanan na natin tong ibang process ng yoga. Baka tayo na sa path of bhakti ngayon. We cannot say because previous lives, hindi natin makapicture lahat. Pero that's yoga ladder. Or, nasa express elevator na talaga tayo ngayon pa lang. Ngayon tayo simula. Bakit we are having this question? Teka lang, ito yung yoga. Ano yung deeper connection dito? When you're practicing asana, may gusto ko pang malaman. May gusto ko pang puntahan. May gusto ko pang sagot na gustong marinig. The yogi, the most intimately united with Krishna, sa lahat ng paths of yoga is the Bhakti Yogis because may relationship. Remember, meron tayong 5 relationship or rasa with the Supreme. sa introduction sinabi na gano'n siya, may relationship. Very close. So inhale, then exhale. We will start over another topic. Mag-extend lang tayo ng onte. Pero this is very exciting. Kasi we're talking about food. Favorite ng lahat, food. But di ko alam kung magugustuhan nyo lahat ng topic natin. Pero we're talking about food. So this is in connection sa ating yoga of compassion and love. Diba? Other living entities are also soul. Naroon na sila sa body ng ibang living entity according to their karma. So ito yung missing link. Relationship with others. Missing link kasi we don't know how to connect. Oh yes, human beings. Oh, communication is best. 70 or 80% body language, gestures, di ba? Tonality. Yung mismong words, ilang percentage lang. So marami tayong inaaral. Pero how will you really connect sa ibang souls? Animals. So we will have some readings. Balikan natin to. The humble sages, by virtue of true knowledge, see with equal vision a learned and gentle brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog-eater. Outcast. So, equal vision is what we're trying to practice. Makita natin yung mga ibang living entities as the soul and si Krishna nandun within themselves. Steve, could you read this? This is coming from Albert Einstein.
Okay, probably. Sure. It is my view that the vegetarian manner of living, by its purely physical effect on the human temperament, would most beneficially influence the lot of mankind, by Albert Einstein.
So, yes. So, we're talking for 10 days already regarding commentaries, yung mga sinabi ng mga iba't ibang saintly person. So, tonight, to continue natin, coming from different personalities naman in different fields. So this one, of course, may physical effect yung diet natin. Yung consciousness, na pag-usapan natin dati yung intentional cooking. Kasi nagluto, makuha mo yung effect nun, yung consciousness nila. Bad trip yung nagluto sa'yo, kahit masarap, kahit chef siya, di ba? Or kahit very simple. Naranasan ko to, I traveled sa Mumbai, sa slum area. Parang slumdog millionaire lang. Stay ako doon. Tapos literal ng lugar nila, tapos 3 generations sila doon. Pero may magandang spot doon na puro devotee sila. Diba? Kahit slum yun, sobrang linis. Diba? Tapos very spiritual sila. Ibang mundo. Diba? Parang heaven on earth talaga. Heaven on hell. Ganun level. Pasok mo sa slum, di ba? Tapos ang gulo, bigla may community of Bhakti Yogi doon. Tapos kumain kami doon. Kumain kami doon. Sobrang simple. Sobrang simple yung luto nila. Diba? Pero in that trip, that was 7 years ago. In that trip sa India, 6 weeks ako nag-travel. Ayun yung pinakamasarap na nakain ko. It's prasadam or offered food, spiritual food. And of course, yung mood nung elder, yung lola doon, na magluluto is out of love. May effect siya sa temperament. May effect siya sa consciousness. So, yung nanay nga pag nagluto, di ba, out of love, kakaiba na lutong bahay, di ba? Lalo-lalo na if it is spiritual. Lalo-lalo na if the food and the vegetables were planted by the monks or the spiritual mga person, taken care of, harvested, prepared, cooked, and served. Diba? So, ayun yung mangyayari in the future. Magkakaroon tayo dito sa farm, mga event. So, this Saturday, may barbecue party. Alam ko magkakaroon pa ng few slots. I'll let you know. Pero tuloy-tuloy na yon. So, at least you will experience. Not 100% na galing sa farm na. We're working on that. Pero at least 3% galing dito. But it was prepared, it will be prepared by those who are practicing Bhakti yogis. Cook and serve. So, kakaiba yung mararamdaman mo pag prasadam. So, sa yun sabi ni Albert Einstein. So, si Marlene, could you read this?
Truly, man is the king of beasts, for his brutality exceeds them. We live by the death of others. We are burial places. I have since an early age abjured the use of meat, and the time will come when men will look upon the murder of animals as they look upon the murder of man.
Si ano pala, no? Si Da Vinci pala, no? King of beasts. Yes. That is how we are. Diba sabi na lang, animal ka. Diba naalala niyo sa yoga ladder? Animalistic life. Eating, mating, defending, and sleeping. Pwedeng posh lang. Branded yung mga ginagawa natin. Signature brands. Diba? Pero same. Animalistic life. Tapos, we live by the sufferings of others. Nakabisit na ba kayo ng slaughterhouse? Diba? Try this. If ever, you will have a change of diet or just be conscious. Pag nakita ng slaughterhouse, you will smell blood in the air. May mga napunta ka ng lugar na gano'n, parang napanghina. May isang student last time, batch 3. 3 ba siya? 4, batch 4. Suddenly na-realize niya, napapaligiran pala siya ng mga slaughterhouse sa paligid niya. Tapos, suddenly narinig niya yung cries ng mga animals. Araw-araw. Dati hindi. Di ba, na-awaken siya dun sa lugar na. Of course, it's a suffering kasi dun siya nakatira malapit eh. Di ba pag sa SLEX ka or sa NLEX ka, pag yung mga bata, quit na quit, may baboy na dumadaan dun sa truck. May ikaw, di ba? Not knowing, iba, play forward mo yung picture, yung scenario, kung saan sila pupunta afterwards. They will be killed. Tapos doon tayo nag-enjoy yung food na yon, the suffering ng ibang living entity. Parang ano lang naman yun eh. Yung pet mo ba gusto mong kakainin? Hindi, pet mo sila. What's the difference ng pets and yung domestic animals na kayong these animals? So, ganito tayo ka-brutal. Sad but true. I'm very sorry. Sad but true. Masakit din sa akin yung unang narinig ko to. You are living doon sa suffering ng ibang tao, ay ibang animals, ibang living entities. So sabi ka na, ngayon namimili ako sa palengke at nadaanan ko yung realize. Yeah. Totoo, di ba? And it was a trick ng society. They will cut it, they will name it differently. The pig will become pork, di ba? The cow will become beef. Para mawala sa consciousness natin na it was alive just few days or few hours before. Pero of course, sabi nga, pinag-usapan natin barbaric yung culture natin. Diba? May lechon, may mukha pa, tuwan-tuwa pa yung mga tao, di ba? Pero yung mga bata natatakot, di ba? Kasi mas naive pa sila eh. Tapos happy cow or happy ganito, yung mga commercial. Di ba? Hindi naman ganun eh. Try to imagine, nakapila ka doon. Next, nauna na pinatay yung nanay mo, yung tatay mo, tapos nakapila ka, ikaw yung next. Ano yung nararamdaman ng isang animal na yun? Depression, anxiety, anger. Diba? Kung na-question niya, ba't ako na dito? Bakit itong ginawa? Ito ba yung buhay ko? Umiiyak sila. Diba? That is the sign of soul. May emotion, may consciousness sila. Ito, hindi mo pwedeng itanggi na hindi sila buhay. So, the consciousness will be passed down. Kung ano yung kinain, ano yung naramdaman ng animal na yon, all the stress, all the acidity na sa body niya, physically, and the consciously, it will be passed down. Yung matador, yung pumatay nun, di ba, yung passion, and yung giggle niya, and yung anger din niya na binubuhos. Tapos, mapapass down yun sa in different industries for money. Tapos yung chef pa, alam mo yung chef na Hell's Kitchen na nagisigawan. Tapos ipi-plate na maganda, tapos kakainin mo. All of this consciousness, sa'yo yung baksak lahat. Tapos ngayon, hindi mo kailangan magtaka bakit yung mga tao easily could be depressed, madali sila matrigger, magalit. Di ba? Away-kalye na nagagalit sila. Unstable mind, di ba? We are, how to call this? Easily na magkaroon ng anxiety, fearful. Kasi that's yung ini-intake natin. Ayun yung consciousness nun. Sad but true. It was heavy. It is heavy. Ito yung sabi ni Leonardo da Vinci. So you could you read this, Andy?
I do feel that spiritual progress does demand at some stage that we should cease to kill our fellow creatures for the satisfaction of our bodily wants. Mahatma Gandhi.
Thank you. The sense of taste, a few inches lang siya na organ natin na nag-enjoy. Of course, the mind, nape-perceive niya yun. Pero ito lang siya, yung may tongue. And madalas pinapahamak tayo na ito, di ba? So, ito siya. Ito yung start ng spiritual progress. Harmony with other living entities. You can add this challenge. Hindi mo naman kailangan mag-cold turkey na bukas vegetarian or plant-based ka na. But have kaya weekday vegetarian, Monday vegetarian, di ba? And observe kung ano yung difference sa spirituality natin. And the chanting will be received differently. Kapag you're in this conscious diet. Also, your study of the yoga philosophy or even your yoga asana, mag-iiba. Mas mag-enter siya. Physically, it will be really healthy. Hindi matangga yun. Annie, could you read this?
I began being a vegan when I was 3, when I saw fishers gutting fish, and I asked my mother, crying, why I wasn't told where meat came from by Joaquin Phoenix.
So yes, this is very important. Ang hirap kumain, hindi mo alam kung anong kinakain mo, di ba? Ano to? Di ba? Yung mga exotic na ano. Ano yun? So, sobrang importante to know na ganito yung, how do you call this? Ganito yung cause. Tapos may nag-suffer pala. Yung mga bata, mas naive nga sila dito. Mas naiintindihan nila. Di ba yung mga ganon na nag-vegetarian yung buong pamilya dahil yung bata, alam mo yun, ito yung realization niya. Dami yung papalood sa internet na ganon. Sobrang nakaka-touch. Si Robbie hindi. Mamaya pa pala. Yung isang picture. But this next slide, ito yung katawan ko nung hindi pa ako nagpapatato. Ba't ayaw niyo maniwala? So this is Nimai. He's a son of a Bhakti yogi, a devotee. Pero yung 4 years vegan, hindi na ganyan. Hindi ko alam kung vegan pa rin siya ngayon. Pero never tasted meat. He grew up in a temple then. Pero of course, afterwards, he pursued yung career of bodybuilding, physics. So, yeah, no meat, no problem. So, alam mo, narinig mo na ba yun? Saan ko kuha ng protein? Saan ko kuha ng protein, diba? Corny mo hanggang ngayon, tanong mo pa rin yan. So, no, it's a meat na sa meat mo lang makukuha yung protein, no? Di ba yung ox nga? Yung kalabaw nga, di ba? Lakas-lakas ng kalabaw. People wants to be an ox, pero hindi nila iniisip yung ox kumakain lang ng grass. Yung meat actually secondary na siya ng source ng protein kasi yung mga yon dun kumukuha rin sa plants. So it's just an meat industry are paying these scientists to reveal this, di ba? To showcase and press release this. Dito galing to. Kasi ganoon talaga, walang diba, ang commercial sa umaga, ang commercial sa breakfast, kailangan kumain ka ng processed meat. Pero tender, juicy, ganyan, di ba? Pero walang commercial yung carrots, gano'n ang benefits ng carrots, ng pechay. It's, alam mo yun, ini-impart sa atin. Pati pagdating sa textbook natin sa school, ganun na. We're just a follower. A sheep. Pero imagine nyo, ito yung cost nun, di ba? I've been into this diet since when I was 13. 20 years ago. Diba? Wala namang naranasan ng hina ako. Diba? When I was in college, parang may nagloloko sa akin nun, nagbibiro. Pero I was really big back then. I was active climbing mountains, tapos sa gym and all. Tapos ang laki ko nun. Tapos niloloko ako. Oh, mahina daw yung mga vegetarian. Kaya suntukan tayo. So, totoo, di ba? Parang si Nimay, ganun siya. Never eaten meat. Professional athlete. If you wish to watch Game Changer documentary. So, positive yon. Hindi siya puro mga nakakatakot or traumatic na na movie, na documentary. So, watch niyo yun. Watch niyo yung Game Changer. Although, I'm not claiming to be a vegan. I am not. Si Krishna favorite yung milk. So, vegan is very new. The process of spirituality, kailangan talaga nila itong mga to. Like yung yogi nga, di ba? They have to sit sa deer skin. Of course, ahimsa yon. Naturally, namatay yung deer na yon before they use that skin. So, I just don't want the entitlement and also yung false na ibang perception na ibang tao. So, I don't claim to be. But I'm almost in that diet for almost 2 decades now. So I've known a lot. Like, even may Guru Maharaj, may spiritual guru. Ganun siya, more than 50 years na. Kakaiba. Tapos yung ibang mga sobrang proud na vegan. Walang taong ka na vegan. 3 months. Kasi grabe sila makaaway sa internet. So, Rob, could you read this?
Made them, parents, feel so guilty. I kept telling them that they were stealing our future and they cannot stand up for human rights while living that lifestyle. So then they decided to make those changes. My dad is a vegan. My mom, she's 90% vegan.
So this is Greta Thunberg. Alam mo yung nag-fight for the global warming. So the greatest contributor daw ng global warming is of course the animal farming. Yung pag napanood mo anong isang documentary to? Cowspiracy. So ganon. Yan, galing yan. Cowspiracy. And makita mo nga, diba, yung iba talaga, business lang talaga yung mga philanthropic na mga grupo. Business lang talaga. Laking pera kasi talaga yun. Dami nag-donate, diba? But very, chinusus nila kung sino yung, hindi na pwede kalabanin. Kasi syempre, they will lose support. And big companies are also supporting them para hindi sila labanan nun. So it's like, ano mo yun? It's a corrupt system. I'm vegan. I don't eat animal products. I don't use animal products because of ethical, environmental, and climate reason. So sila they fight for veganism. But I don't advise you na gawin mo palagi sa parents mo. Make them feel guilty. There are kinder ways. If your relationship is like that, it's okay. Pero there are kinder ways. How to encourage others? Sarap po magluto. Gusto mong kasama mo sa bahay, mag-change ng diet. Kailangan masarap ka magluto. I'm creating a, what do you call this? Dati meron kaming prasadam course, cooking course dito sa online. Pero we'll do it dito na mismo. We have a big kitchen. We have, yung kitchen ba meron dito? Dito. 3, 4, parang 5 kitchen yata meron dito sa temple, sa Eagle Village. So, pinaka-busy dito kitchen. So, maranasan yun. So, try to put an effort kapag you want to encourage others also. And that's also a love language. Yung pagluto. If you don't know how, pag-usapan natin. It's easy. Kaya niyo yan. So, of course, social conflict. People are fighting over lands. Diba? Kunyari, may forest fire pero sinusunog lang nila yung Amazon kasi gagawan pala nila ng animal agriculture. Kasi it requires a lot of land para to produce 1 pound of meat. Diba? Water, diba? Ang dami mo kailangan i-produce. Ang dami mo i-invest. They will fight over. Of course, the consciousness is different. The greed will be there. The animal tendency, eat, sleep, mate, and defending. Because they're eating that same diet. As long as there are slaughterhouse, there will be battlefields. Away-away talaga sila because that's the, how do you call this? Collective karma ni Mother Earth para sa mga taong into this kind of lifestyle. Karma, battlefields, war, pandemic, diba? Collective karma yon. We cannot say I'm very good, I'm very kind. Tapos, ito yung diet ko. Tapos, mabait naman ako eh. Feeling ko, nako-compensate naman yun. No? Wala tayong matatakas sa material nature. So, that's Socrates. Yeah, alam niyo yun. Battlefields, slaughterhouses means battlefields. So, last time, pinag-usapan natin yung proprietorship. Diba? Thinking na you own this. How to remove that thinking, change your that. Socrates, if we pursue our habit of eating animals, and if our neighbor follows a similar path, we will not have need to go to war. We will have need to go to war. Sorry, hindi not yet. Against our neighbor to secure greater pasturage, because ours will not be enough to sustain us, and our neighbor will have a similar need to wage war on us for the same reason. Diba? Ba't gusto mo sakupin yun? For resources. Diba? At favorite nila yung gusto nila kunin yung mga tropical places. Ang dami resources bukod sa mga minerals, golds. Diba? Pati yung resources neto for food. Lalo na yung land. Ang gagawin nila to raise animals. So, paikot-ikot lang, diba? Nagkakagulo kayo dyan sa chat box. So, sabi pa rin niya, and with such a vegetarian diet, they may be expected to live in peace and health to good old age and bequeath a similar life to children after them. Yeah. Di ba yung mga lolo natin, umabot ng 100? Tapos yung mga tito natin, 40 pa lang may stroke na. Paano pa kaya tayo, no? Yung mga sa fast food. Kaya nauso yung mga, organic, natural, wealthy options. No? Wala namang ganun dati. Dati lahat naman organic. But yeah. So, Paul McCartney, The Beatles, iba itsura niya rito, no? Bata pa siya. Hanggang ngayon, buhay pa rin, siya na lang yata buhay, no? Or pati si Ringo Starr. Buhay pa rin ba siya? Alam ko basta si Paul McCartney, advocate pa rin siya ng vegetarian diet. If slaughterhouses had glass walls, everyone would be a vegetarian. So, yan. Okay. Buhay pa daw, sabi ni Jeff. Si Ringo. I still have one topic pero hindi ko na i-discuss. I will continue tomorrow. Regarding this diet, we're talking about spiritual na mga food. Diba? Yung mga cooking demo, cooking show and all. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna even mentioned, paano to? Patram pushpam palam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. Tadaham bhakti uparitam ashnami prayatat manaha. Keiko, could you read this?
If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I will accept it.
So, si Krishna may-ari ng lahat. Diba? Ano mo ibibigay mo sa kanya? Gold. Louis Vuitton. Or mga kung ano-anong mga signature, ano. Ano yun, di ba? Para sa kanya. But si Krishna, very simple. Even fruit, water, leaf, flower, he will accept it. Kapag may love and devotion. So if you have a picture of Krishna, o yung book, diba? You can just offer flower, scented, or yung flower na may mga amoy. Offer to Krishna with the intention of love. Hindi niya sinabi dito na offer me meat, offer me fish, offer me egg. So that's why yung diet ni Krishna ganito. Plant-based diet siya sa yung origin nun. Of course, kaya design yung katawan natin sa ganun. But to make it a prasadam or spiritualized food, you offer this. Then when you partake yung remnants nung in-offer sa kanya, that will be prasadam, spiritualized. Ano advantage nun? Lahat ng kakainin natin kahit plant-based food may karma. Buhay sila eh. Diba? Hindi lang animals. Of course, mas maiksi yung kung naging peche ka next life. Maiksi lang yun. Kasi maging turtle ka. O kaya crocodile. Diba? Ang haba mong daanan, tapos papatayin ka ba ng uli. Diba? Lahat yung may karma. But, if the plants, the fruits, or yung tree na pinunam ng fruits or flower na in-offer mo kay Krishna, they will become liberated. Kasi yung purpose nila being a fruit or being a plant, being a vegetable, is to connect kay Krishna. Tinulungan mo sila makonect kay Krishna. So, this is a karma. Wala siyang good, wala siyang bad karma. This is a karmic. At the same time, tinulungan mo pa sila malapit kay Krishna, ma-offer. Tapos, you're satisfied. So, there's no reaction. Pero, you're building up devotion service. At yung maganda sa bhakti, even honoring yung tawag natin kapag prasadam, hindi lang eating. Even honoring that food na you offer my Krishna, it's also devotional service. Galing, di ba? Pag kumakain ka, devotional service daw to. This is service kay Krishna. Siyempre, dami naman eh. Service dun sa yung mga plants and animals, nag-offer din kay Krishna, tapos you're partaking it. And the prasadam should be really nice. Hindi dapat bland kasi yogi ako, dapat walang lasa. Hindi ganun. Kung ano yun. You're offering it kay Krishna eh. Magluto ka na masarap. Diba? Sattvic dapat. Sattvic food. We'll learn about sattvic, yung mga mode of goodness food. If not, wala kang facility, just offer flour, just offer water. Or fruits. Just offer fruits. And partake that. That was prasadam. So we'll talk much more about prasadam, but this is the joy of Bhakti Yogis. It's an art. Yung mga magagaling magluto. It's an art. So thank you very much. Alam ko nagutom kayo. Diba, nagkagulo kayo sa group chat. And I'm very sorry if ever medyo heavy yung mga pinagsasabi nung. Hindi ako mga nagsalita nun mga ibang personality yun I'm trying to be gentle as much as possible. Sila yun. Sisihin nyo si Einstein. Saka si Socrates. Sila, awayin nyo, wag ako. Thank you very much and always humbled and honored by your endeavor na makinig sa akin. Hindi kayo nagkasawa sa boses ko. Diba? Iba umatin pa ng umaga na pag may podcast. Tapos, diba? Atin ng gabi, diba? Hindi ba yun? Ako, hindi ko pinapakinggan yung boses ko. Diba ganon? Ang hirap pakinggan ng sarili mong boses. Ikaw ba, Joyce? Pinapakinggan mo yung sarili mong boses. Diba? Parang, awkward, no?
Awkward.
Diba? Pag kailangan mo review mo, sabi mo, may mga feelers ba ako doon? Pero pag pinapakinggan mo yung sarili mo, parang, ang cringy, no? Thank you very much. Sige. Picture tayo, everyone. You can open your cameras. Naka-chant pa ba kayo? Tuloy-tuloy ba yung chanting nyo? Baka intro voice lang, sa umpisa lang You have to continue to chant. This will make us much more experience the full benefit. And mas maintindihan natin yung mga inaaral natin palagi. With that consciousness. It's part of the cleansing. You want the cleansing, you want the healing, you want to move on, diba? That is chanting, do that. May spotlight ka dyan, Andy. Party ka ba dyan? So, picture tayo, everyone. Oy, hi, Pami. Yan. Mag-birthday si Charles ng Arte Tattoo. Gagawa siya ng... if you want to join, gagawa ng Food for Life in POB, sa Poblacion. Vegetarian. Prasadam yon, feeding program. Tomorrow, meron sa may Mandaluyong. Pero, on the 31st, yung isang God Brother is creating, organizing this. If you want to volunteer, let me know. Or if you want to donate to. So, yan, si Keiko, kapitbahay mo lang yun. So, sa Barangay Poblacion. Magkapakain sila dun sa mga taga Rockwell. Na-joke lang. Sa mga slum area dun. So, picture muna tayo. 1. Yan, sama. Sure. Si Jean. Taga mga Pobs yan. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Maraming salamat. Hare Krishna, Amaya, Andy, Annie, M, Jean, Jeff, of course, Jessie, Joyce, Kael. Asan si Kael? Yan, Kael. Marcin Kaloy, Marlene, Majo, si Jumi. And of course, Pame, Rob, Steve, Baktidanen, Keiko. So maraming salamat. Naghang kayo or naghang ako? I don't know. If you need to do your duties, responsibilities tonight, narinig niyo pa ba ako? You press like kung okay pa rin yung audio.
Ay,
Yare.
Gulat ka, no? Ikaw na host.
Oo nga. Ba't ganun?
Ikaw na yung host.
Prabhu, we can't hear you. There you go.
Yes. Thank you. Sorry, naputol ako. And if you need to move on with your life, please do so. But if you have questions and reflections, please share. I think raise your hands. Tingin ko nga, ano mga pagkasabi niyo sa group chat natin? Sorry. Okay. Commercial ng petsa. Ito si ang dami questionnaire para si Marge. Sabi ni Anne, there's a dissonance when people think of me we're so used to think of them as food kaya it won't sink in that meat is dead animals. Yeah, totoo yun. We don't, di ba pag nakita tayo ng mga fruits, yung sarap ng fruits, or sino yung mahilig sa mga hilaw na mangga, di ba? Iba naglalaway pa sila. Diba? Pag nakita ka ng baka, di mo maisip sinigang eh. Nagdadaka ng baka, uy, cute ng baka. Hindi naman tayo ganun mag-isip kasi hindi natin nature yun. Di tayo animals na, uy, food ko to. Pray ko to. Hindi ganun, di ba? So that's very true. It's just, they have to prepare it just like that. Makulay yung buhay. Ayun, may commercial pala yun. MSG sa gulay. Hindi kasi sila masarap magluto kaya kailangan ng MSG. Vegan naman daw MSG, di ba?
Additional crabs.
May trauma tayo dyan kasi papakainin tayo ng magulang natin or kung sino nagluto sa bahay. Hindi ka tayo dyan kasi maubos yung kinain mo. Tapos di nila, ubusin mo yung gulay. Hindi naman sila masarap magluto ng gulay, di ba? Chapsuy na nga lang, di pa nila mapasarap. Kaya tayo parang hindi tayo nahilig sa ganun. Kailangan sa atin may ketchup, kailangan may toyo, lahat may meat, kailangan tad ng bawang and sibuyas. Diba? The culture of Filipinos, hindi ganun. Tapos ayaw natin mag-try ng mga bago. Makita mo lahat ng restaurant may adobo. Kahit first class. Pero alam mo yun, nakita mo yung culture natin. I'm not degrading, masarap naman yung vegetarian kare-kare, vegetarian sinigang, niluluto pa rin naman dito. And ang dami ko nakain ng mga Filipino food. Tapos, of course, vegetarian version. May vegan organisang story dito. Yeah. So, yes. Ganun yung mga kaganapan. Traumatic ang ampalaya. Talaga. You can try, querela. They call it querela. Slice yung ampalaya, tanggalin mo yung seed. Cut it to half, lengthwise, parang ano lang, no? Parang papel lang sa school. 1/4 o kaya lengthwise. Horizontal. Tapos tanggalin mo yung seed. Yun. Tapos, cut mo siya ng maninipis. Babad mo sa water with salt, para medyo mawala yung alat. Then, you can put either flour or gusto mo crisp, tawag doon? Parang breading. Then fry it, strong fire. Maging crunchy siya. Then masarap na yun. Yung iba takot na takot sa di ba, ang palaya, pero uminom ng beer. Paitin naman yun. O kaya gusto niya yung ex niya, bitter na bitter dun sa ex niya. Naging podcast na. Naka-record ba tayo?